right. Get on your feet. Hey. Got anything to say to your mother?
I hope they kill you. You go back to the room.
And the cooperation of each one of you has been the single most important factor in moving forward. Certainly it's obvious that no social agency can make any progress at all without the help of everyone in the area. We've worked hard together, and we've become friends, and I'm very sorry to be going.
Don't worry. You'll be back.
Well, I'm not going very far. I'm just going downtown.
You hate it there. You are no good for writing job.
I'm sure you're right. And now, Mrs. Fernandez, for presenting me with this beautiful gift, and also for being the most gorgeous woman in the room, I'm going to ask you for the first dance.
Oh, bravo!
Hey, Neil, can I dance with my wife?
Take it easy. There's always tomorrow.
I didn't have any dinner. Listen, it's midnight. I got a late date with Miss Bookstore. Can we go up to your place? You know, look at TV, sweep up a little?
I'm sorry. I'm very beat. I'm going to bed.
Boy, when the guy lives with his parents, doesn't own a car, and his own father image with an apartment turns on him, what kind of chance has he got with a girl these days?
Try the balcony of low 72nd. That was good enough for me.
They tore it down.
Tommy.
Hey, Miguel, have a sandwich, man.
That's not what I come for. Can I see a minute? Oh,
Sure.
Haven't danced with me yet.
Always save the best for the last.
Come on, let's go.
Hey, what?
Trouble.
Like what?
One of my kids just got busted. They got him downtown.
For what?
They say he killed old man Lombardi.
Oh, my. Who's the boy?
Angelo Lopez.
Well, where are you going?
I suppose I ought to get down to Magistrate's Court and see about little Angelo.
No, more important, get with the other kids and cool them. I don't want this to cause an explosion.
Well, what about the boy?
There's nothing we can do for him tonight. He's booked, I'm sure. Go on, Tommy, move, huh?
What are you getting excited about? It's not your problem.
My area, it's my problem.
It was your problem. It was your area. You're a desk man downtown now.
But maybe the boy didn't do it. Maybe they're just booking
Hey,
him
Miguel.
and waiting to...
Mr. Bryant, I better go home. I wish you a very good luck in your new job.
Thank you,
We're
Miss
going to miss you.
Thank you.
Buenas noches. Buenas noches, señorita.
What did you just tell him?
I told him, man, little Anger killed that wop.
Are you sure?
Like you'd do all over again if you could.
I'll talk to you tomorrow. Come on, Miguel.
Good night, Mr. Brock.
Good night, Bill.
And good luck.
Hey,
Night,
Good night.
see you.
tomorrow. Night, Ed. Angelo Lopez. But he's only about 15. I better try to see about Mrs. Lopez.
Want me to come with you?
There's nothing you can do. Oh, Neil, would you turn out the lights, please? And don't forget your briefcase. The ladies shopped 2 weeks for it.
He was only arrested last night.
The quicker they get rid of him, the better. Nobody's safe these days.
Early this morning, young Lopez was taken from the local precinct to 100 Center Street, where the hastily assembled grand jury was already convening to hear the district attorney present the facts. An hour after these films were taken, the boy was charged with murder in the first degree. If he is tried in the criminal division of the state Supreme Court and is convicted, then the death penalty is mandatory. Thus, at 15, Angelo Lopez faces the possibility of dying in the electric chair.
That kid should burn.
The mayor has called for a new investigation of juvenile delinquency. Speaking to reporters, the mayor admits that certain
What are you doing here? You're supposed to be chained to your new desk.
Never mind about that. What took you so long getting here?
Come on, Neil. This whole thing isn't my fault.
Murder one. In less than 48 hours, a kid is arrested, arraigned, indicted, and charged with first-degree murder.
Last night you said I should go with my kids, and I did. So they're cool, and here I am.
Like they're trying to set some kind of world record for killing a 15-year-old boy.
Well, he did kill that old man.
Why?
How do I know why?
They're your kids. You're supposed to know about these things building.
I could never make it with Lopez. He's a bad kid, Neil. Well, he is, Neil.
My, that's a fine representative battery of lawyers the state's appointed, huh? Shh. Wonder how long it's going to take them to get 2 English-speaking Puerto Ricans for the jury. We can't risk the charge that the state is prejudiced.
Silence, please. People of the state of New York versus Angelo Lopez. Grand jury indictment number 1773. Charged with murder in the first degree. How do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
We plead not guilty.
Enter plea of not guilty.
Bail denied. Hold for trial.
Your Honor, I would like to move that this court remove this action from the criminal division to the juvenile term of the family court.
Mr. Silverman, I will reserve judgment on your motion for 10 days.
10 days?
Take it easy.
Well, Your Honor, I'm sure that you're aware that if my client is tried in the criminal division and is found guilty, the death sentence is mandatory. On the other hand...
Mr. Silverman, how long have you been practicing law?
21 years, Your Honor.
Then I have been aware of the mandatory death sentence for just 12 years longer than you.
Yes, sir, but this boy is only 15.
As you know, Mr. Silverman, when the defendant is 15, the ruling judge has 2 choices. if I rule 10 days from now that Angelo Lopez be continued in the criminal court, and if he is found guilty of murder in the first degree as charged, he must be executed. On the other hand, if he is tried in the juvenile term and found guilty, he is sent to an institution for youthful offenders, from which he must be released at age 21. This is a dreadful responsibility for society to assume, considering that this boy may kill again and again. We are faced with a very cruel dilemma, Mr. Silverman. I will see you in 10 days. 15 minutes recess.
All rise.
I'd like to see Mr. Brock in the robing room.
The judge would like to see you in the robing room.
See what you can do with the kid.
Angelo.
You know this Lopez boy?
No, no.
Weren't you working on area rehabilitation up there?
Yes, for 2 years. But I've just been moved downtown to do some administrative work.
Well, this is a rough one. We can't make any mistakes. My reports have to be unassailable. I'm assigning one of the chief psychiatrists and Bill Moran to do the probationary report.
Moran, I don't know him.
Always careful, unemotional. He'll dig out the facts, and that's what I need. Then you'll work along with Moran, right?
I don't know, Judge. This new job.
Neil, we can't make any mistakes on this one. You seen the papers?
They all want to kill a kid.
Why not? I believe in capital punishment. I believe it's a deterrent. I do. And from the newspaper accounts, Lopez is a vicious, miserable psychopath with nothing to recommend him. No.
I can't believe that, Judge.
And prove it otherwise. Give me tangible hope that 6 years from now, coming back onto this street, Lopez will not kill another poor innocent. That shouldn't be too tough for you, Neil. Isn't that what you professional bleeding hearts do for a living? A week from Monday? Right here in my chambers.
Morning, Father.
Hi, Neil. You working on the Lopez case? Yeah, I'm planning a sermon on it on Sunday. There's a lot of tension in the neighborhood.
You for it or against it?
For or against what?
Tension, murder, take your pick.
Now, you know me, Neil. I play it straight down the middle. Nothing controversial.
That's not the way you play touch football.
To the outside of it?
With my cleats on. Oh, one more thing, Father. You know Lombardi, didn't you? What kind of a man was he?
Oh, what do you mean?
Well, the newspapers make him out to be some sort of saint.
He was just an ordinary old man. He never missed a mass.
Do you think of any reason why Angelo would want to kill him?
I doubt if there really was a reason.
You mean anything we'd understand? What kind of a place do you run?
It was just an ordinary place.
You're a real fountain of information this morning, ain't you, Father?
Why don't you leave it alone, Neil? Whatever old Chris was, whatever kind of place he ran, he didn't deserve killing.
Nobody does. Not even Angelo Lopez.
See you, Neil.
So long.
Psychiatrist. Only crazy people go to a psychiatrist. You hang out on the streets at night, that's what happens. Now listen to me, Miss Crazy. You come home pregnant. Just don't bother coming home.
But, Mrs. Garcia, how can you be the president of the Mothers Club when you don't like any of the other mothers? Well, so you like Mrs. Delgado. But that only makes two of you. You can't have a community mothers club with only two mothers. Why don't you let me arrange a meeting with some of the other ladies? They'll bring coffee and cake, and we can talk this thing out. Sometime next week, right here. No, Mrs. Garcia, you won't get murdered in the hallway, I promise you. I'll come by. Yes, I will. Goodbye, Mrs. Garcia. Thank you. It's not easy. Now, Neil, will you please tell me why you got mixed up in this Lopez business? I've gotten 10 calls from downtown.
Because I love you. I cannot live without you. With my passion and your income, we should run away together.
Someday you're going to say that in front of witnesses.
Yeah, what about those calls?
They want to know why you haven't reported for reassignment.
Well, because I was originally assigned here to iron out certain problems, and as long as the problems exist, I'll stay. At least until after the Lopez thing.
Neil, the Dowager ladies and the board chairman who finance our little social revolution are worried about the Lopez case. We could become pariahs around here.
Why?
Because you can't just go around championing juvenile murderers.
I am not. Your phone's ringing.
Would you excuse me, please? Neil, Angelo Lopez brutally and without reason killed an old man.
He must have had reason.
But whatever they were, they can't be the right reasons.
What's right and wrong around here? These kids come from a whole inverted society. Our rules don't apply. Killing Lopez is not the answer. You can tell them that downtown.
Can I also quote you on what is the answer?
Yeah. First, to find one small ray of hope for Judge Morrison to give him an out. Second, to make Angelo care about himself, make him want to live. Make him realize that when he comes out at 21, he can go to other people who care too.
First, you're going to have to convince the court of that. And a probation officer named Moran, who at this moment is going through files in your office.
Hi, I'm Neil Brock.
Moran. Not much on this Lopez.
Well, we never did any work with the family until the kid got into trouble.
A bad kid. Well, I never saw a good one.
One what?
You know, when I was a kid, it was the Italians that moved into our neighborhood. I still got scars.
That's life. Just one big daisy chain of prejudice.
Oh, me? I'm not prejudiced. You just gotta know how to take care of yourself. You really think they'll burn this kid?
Not if you find out enough in his favor.
What could be in his favor? Well, that's not my problem. The court appoints me. I report the facts. Next case.
This is Mr. Moran. He's the probation officer on the Lopez case. This is Tommy Young. He's our group leader.
You college kid?
I'm going for my master's at Columbia.
Well, please they teach you nice words.
Mr. Moran, I'd like to get some facts. I told him he knew little Angelo.
Well, there's not much to tell. Some of the kids here now are from the Saints. 3 years ago, they're the worst junkie gang in the city. 90% addicted. 2 years ago, it was the worst street fighting gang in the city. Little Angelo was their war counselor. But in the past 6 months, there hasn't been one pop.
Well, that sounds like you've done a pretty good job on this bunch. How do you spell counselor?
C-O-U-N. What difference does it make how you spell it? It's still no good for little Angelo.
Maybe there's nothing good for him.
Tommy, you said 3 years ago this was a junkie gang, and 2 years ago it was a street fighting gang. That doesn't jibe. Junkies don't bout.
That's right, they don't.
So how'd they get off the junk?
I don't know. You only gave me this bunch 18 months ago. I got them to quit popping. It was me against little Angelo.
Miguel? I want to talk to you about little Angelo.
Are you with the city?
I'm a probation officer.
And look, 3 years ago you were all on junk. A year later you were clean. How'd it happen?
Maybe we all got a religion.
Maybe you all wanted to go bopping.
Not me, man. Only little Angelo.
Little Angelo got you off junk?
Yeah, I guess you could say he did that.
Oh.
Look, when he got to be a war consul, he wanted to go to war.
Yeah, but how'd he get you to kick?
Well, he promised me better jackets.
Jackets? It's a big status symbol.
And he got you the jacket?
Man, you see us wearing them, don't you?
It's really something.
Sure. You got him off heroin so he could kill people.
I got him off heroin, period.
Miguel, how'd he get the money for the jackets?
You really want to know, man?
I'm interested, yeah.
Pa! It's like up a gas station.
You can leave us alone. You'll be all right. My name's Neil Brock. Tommy Young works for me. We're your friends. We want to help you. Usually, when we offer help, people either register approval or disapproval. Don't you understand me?
I don't need you, man.
You got it wrong. I don't need you.
Then why bother?
Because it's my job. We want to help you as much as we can, little Angelo, no matter what you think. About an hour ago, I saw your mother. What's your name, boy? I said, what's your name?
You know my name, man.
I want you to tell me. Tell me!
Angelo Lopez! They call me Little Ankle, my friends do. And I killed that wub. After he was dead, I spit on him. Like I spit on you. Come on, kill me! That's what you like to do, ain't man? Like I wanted to kill that wub. He spit on me, I spit on him and you. So why don't you kill him like I killed him? Go on, do it! You're no better than me.
Too old. I think you broke 3 of my ribs.
Great catch, Neil. Come on, we change sides. What are you guys laying around for?
From now on, you run, I throw.
Okay, I guess we can have a cigarette. How's the Lopez thing coming?
I don't have much. Anything you can tell me, Father?
It's pretty hard to know.
No, what?
About prejudice. You know, what people will do because of it or as a result of it. I've been thinking about Lombardi and that boy.
You know something about him?
No, just a feeling. You know, I grew up in that neighborhood. I knew Lombardi all my life. He could be a pretty provocative old man. He very much resented the fact that his people, our people, were moving out and the Puerto Ricans moving in.
You mean he was a bigot?
Maybe no more than average. You know, it isn't easy, Neil, after you've lived in a neighborhood all your life. He wouldn't be the first man who died because of a piece of territory.
Get away from there.
We see you, Mrs. Lombardi.
Don't you see his clothes? Get away.
Just want to see you. We just want to see you for a moment, Mrs. Lombardi.
Not one of the gang.
I'm a social worker assigned to them, Mrs. Lombardi. And this is my boss, Neil Brock.
All right. Come in.
The court has asked us to make a report.
Listen to them. This noise to be going all night.
Well, they're getting ready for Carnival. That's a very happy time.
It never was so noisy before. When we come here, this block was nice and quiet. The most you can hear, it was the men selling ice or fish. In the nighttime, maybe a record of the opera. My husband, he still played those records. Those records, he keep it for us. No, you don't get that boy off.
We just want to find out what he did and why.
What he did? He killed my husband. That's what he's done.
But why? You were here, you saw it?
I don't remember. I don't want to remember. I never see that boy before. My husband, he never let them in.
You mean he kept the Puerto Ricans out?
Why not? They're dirt. They smell.
Is that what they fought about?
I don't know.
He had a right to come in here. It's a public place. Mrs. Lombardi, the life of a 15-year-old boy is at stake.
You just give me the chance. I pulled the switch myself. You're the social worker. You feel sorry for those rotten people. You even cry for them. Well, who is going to cry for my husband? My husband is dead. Get out of here. Both of you, get out. Get out from here. Get out. Get out.
I got nothing to say.
He's your son.
He's a bad boy. I give him up. He's evil. I try my best, but nothing helps. I got 4 kids with the Lopez. 2 boys and a girl, and the baby here, another boy. They're good kids, no trouble. Angelo only. Trouble from the time he was born. Cried 6 weeks with a colic, drove his father right out of the home, and he never come back. I was frightened then. 1 year up from the island. I was still pretty good looking then, mister.
Where's his father now?
Who knows?
Look, I'd like to talk to Mr. Lopez.
No!
Lopez is back in the army. He's in Europe.
Sergeant. He left just after we moved in here. It's clean here. 3 rooms. No rats. Lopez sends his allotment every month. What will he do when he hears about this? What will he do?
You mean he doesn't know?
I'm scared to tell him. They put us out of the project. Then Lopez don't come home to me.
Now, why don't you leave her alone?
Yeah, sure, leave her alone. You always say he never come home to no rats. I roll this boy Carlos. You look at his right arm sometime.
Nobody's gonna put you out, Mrs. Lopez.
A chunk out of it. Scarred up now from where a rat bit him when he was 1 year old. You gotta forget him like I forget him. I don't want to hear no more about him, no more.
Now, please let it alone. If you get him out, he'll only kill more people.
Sure, leave it alone.
They're gonna kill you. And you can't stop them. But you'll be watching them as it gets closer, closer to that big jolt. You ever smell a burning body, kid? Well, you will. Your own. And that's the last thing you're gonna know.
Oh, quit it.
Oh, sure, I'm finished. I've got everything I need. I'll see you around, social worker.
Hey, how you like your roast beef? Mustard? Pickle? Guess you just like your roast beef plain, huh?
I guess little mustard.
Fine. Oh, Tommy, reminded me to give you these.
You and Tommy are good friends, huh?
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
But you're a lot older than him.
About 10 years.
I guess you kind of look after him.
Tommy can take care of himself.
Now, some guys isn't looking after like Tommy. He's just like a kid. I always told him we should be one of us instead of one of them.
Sometimes I wonder which side he is on.
I don't figure it. He was born a bum just like me. It don't figure for him to be straight.
First time I met Tommy, he was just out of the Army, starting college. One afternoon, I was a guest speaker at a sociology class. After it was all over, this guy comes up to me and he says, I want to make some money. How about give me a job? I said, well, if it's money you want, try washing dishes. You'll do better. He said, no. I dug what you were just talking about. I want to do what you do. So I give him a job.
Because you're such a hero.
No hero.
You work a crummy job for a few lousy bucks a year. I bet you can make a lot of money.
Maybe.
See?
So maybe, like you said yesterday, we're the same.
I don't dig.
You fight in the streets for money? You kill Lombardi for money?
No, man.
And why?
Because it's war, man. Because I hate those people.
Okay, then we are alike. Because I hate too. Maybe I hate more than you do because I've seen more. I hate filth. I hate people who don't know how to love. I hate bad laws, grafting cops. I hate landlords who jam 12 people in a room just to make money. I hate anybody who makes a profit out of other people's misery. Well, I got a list, Angelo. I got a long list. You see, maybe we hate the same thing. Angelo, let me try to help you.
There's nothing you can do, man.
Let me try. Maybe if I brought your mother.
No.
Why not?
Because.
Angelo. Oh, look.
Forget it, man. Just forget it. She wouldn't come anyway. She wants me dead. She never wanted me, never. It was always, be quiet, Angelo. Get off my side, Angelo. Don't bother me, Angelo. You're bad, Angelo, bad. Okay, now, so I'm the worst now. So that's the way she wanted it. She finally got what she wanted. Oh, why didn't she come before I was born, huh? It would be much better this way. So who needs her? Who needs her?
Thanks.
I don't know what good it'll do.
At least you got her here. I can talk to her without all those other women around.
Oh, cream and sugar, Mrs. Lopez?
None.
Black, then.
I don't want coffee. Shouldn't be here. I shouldn't leave the kids. Shouldn't leave the kids.
They're being very well looked after, Mrs. Lopez. We have 2 people with them now. One of them, Mrs. Stein, is even a registered nurse.
I always put the boys to bed.
Oh, you'll be home in plenty of time. You see, we don't have much time, Mrs. Lopez, not any of us. Awful lot to be done. We don't have much time. Tomorrow's Angelo's hearing.
I don't want to know.
I'm afraid you're going to have to know. I'm going to ask you to be there.
No.
And we'll take you there.
No.
Mrs. Lopez, we're not against you. We can't take care of Angelo. To take care of every person with a problem would mean one social worker for every person. It's impossible. Taking care of Angelo was your job.
I couldn't.
How hard did you try? You ever come to us for help? We were here to help. There were a lot of things we could have done. You ever bothered to read what we could have done? Here. Here. Look at it. Help in the home, help fellow Angelo in school, medical help. They could have seen a psychiatrist before it was too late. Look at these.
I can't read them.
And we have them in Spanish. Look.
I can't read at all.
Mrs. Lopez, we could have even taught you to read.
I got no time. I got 4 kids.
5, you forget Angelo.
I don't forget, Angelo. Why you do this to me?
I'll make you a deal. You get up, you walk out. We don't say a word. If you can honestly tell me that you never loved Angelo. Never. I saw him this afternoon. He said to me, she wants me dead. He said, why didn't she do it before I was born? It would have been better that way. And he said,
Let me be.
why didn't you?
I couldn't. My religion.
Just your religion.
I was 15. The father, he ran off. I thought, I want to love a baby. Maybe the baby loved me.
It's fair enough. What's wrong with that?
But then, I don't know. It's hard with a baby. Nobody to help.
Miss Agency was here. Mrs. Heglinger was here. They could have helped.
I don't know about them. I get welfare.
I'm not talking about welfare money. I'm talking about help.
I don't know about you people.
So because you felt alone, because you were frightened, because you didn't know what to do, Angelo gets lost. And when he gets to be 15 years old, like you were 15 when you had him, he kills him.
It's not my fault.
I'm not talking about fault. I'm talking about what's going to be done now. He's your son.
I don't want to hear no more.
I don't care what you want.
Here.
He's your son. You brought him into the world. I've seen you with the other children. You love him, you care for him. Why not Angelo?
I can't. Lopez. He leave me.
What is this man, a monster?
He's a good man.
Then we'll bring him back from Europe if necessary and talk to him. The thing you've got to understand, Mrs. Lopez, if there's to be any hope at all, is that you're not alone.
I don't know. I don't know.
You do know. You gave Angelo life. You can't take it away from him. You haven't the right.
I don't know.
I'm not asking you, Mrs. Lopez. I'm telling you. You don't have the right.
I have chosen to hold a hearing in my chambers because while there is a serious question of justice to be determined here, I felt that of primary importance was the truth. And we may have a better chance of arriving at the truth through a more informal approach. Mr. Moran, I read your probationary report. You seem to find very little in the boy's favor.
Did get his gang off heroin.
You make a very important point of that in your report, Mr. Brock.
I find it a very positive action, sir.
The psychiatric report tells me that the boy certainly knows the difference between right and wrong.
By whose definition, sir? This boy is brought up in a society riddled by immorality, where the only real crime is being caught.
And as a social worker, Mr. Brock, you would make that as an excuse for murder?
No, sir. But I do think that we should look beyond the law, beyond newspaper headlines. And instead of trying to defend what we have, we may have to change it.
And you would start by my allowing him to be tried in the juvenile court?
Yes, sir, I would.
Can you guarantee me that in 6 years, this boy will not kill again?
No, sir. But on the other hand, do you guarantee that by executing him, we prevent other killings like it?
Mr. Brock, our institutions are not renowned for their rehabilitative qualities. What chance will this boy have for help?
Every chance at our disposal. And if that isn't enough, whose fault is it? Not his.
Angelo.
Angelo, please. Come on, kid, this is for the money.
I won't beg nobody.
Not asking you to beg, Angelo. I just want to know what happened.
Angelo, you've got to. Like I'm telling you to.
So I just went in there for a cup of coffee and he wouldn't give me one, that's all.
That's all.
You didn't kill a man just because he wouldn't sell you a cup of coffee?
That was the end of it. I mean, that place is right across the street from where I live and it's a warm place to go for a cup of coffee. But he wouldn't ever let us go in there.
So you went in to have it out with him?
To talk, you know. I mean, I said, I'm clean. I'm not hurting nobody or nothing. Why not give me a cup of coffee? He said I should get out of there or he'd call the cops. So I said, go ahead, call them. What can they do to me? Beat me up, so what? That happened plenty of times before. Then he started cursing me, and he called me names, and he called my mother names, and nobody gets away with that. So I said, keep quiet. He kept yelling. So I shut him up.
Mean you attacked him with a knife?
Yeah.
Did you think about it before you did it?
There's nothing to think about. That old man just had to go, that's all. It was him or me.
He attacked you first?
No, man, he just called me names.
Where did you get the knife from?
I always had a knife. Nobody goes around there without a knife.
Your Honor.
Yes, Father Nello.
It may be difficult for Your Honor to understand. A boy goes into a place for a cup of coffee because it's across the street and it's warm. The man won't serve him, and so the boy kills the man. That is hard to understand. You'd say it's a dirty little place anyway. Who would want to go in there? But this one incident is not all alone. It has to do with so many people who came to a place to find a home, to be warm, and who were denied. That neighborhood has known many such incidents, Your Honor. My people drove out your people. As one who grew up there, I understand it. As a priest, I also understand it. I would side with Mr. Brock against every other opinion if necessary. Because I do not think that we can kill that boy.
Your Honor, I wonder if you'd talk to Mrs. Lopez.
You want me to say I'm sorry? Well, I'm not. I'm not sorry I killed him.
Angelo?
You want me to ask for mercy? Well, I won't. I won't ever do that. Not ever. No matter what you do to me.
Mrs. Lopez?
I don't know what you want. What you want me to say?
Why did you bring her here? Why?
What can I do? They say it's my fault.
Not alone your fault, Mrs. Lopez.
I try. I don't know what went wrong. I don't remember. really don't remember.
In order to save him, he will need a lot of help. Do you want to help? Can you help?
I don't know. I don't know. I just know you can't kill him. He's just a little boy. He's only 15. They call him Little Angelo. He was only 5 pounds when he was born. You can't kill him. You can't.
Mama, please, Dawn. Please. Please. Please, Dawn. Please.
It's okay, Miguel. Everything's fine.
Sure, fine.
I spoke to,
You worried about the people downtown?
Downtown, uptown, all around the town.
You can handle the dowagers and the board chairman. You always have.
What about Angelo and Mrs. Lopez? We've taken on quite a responsibility.
Not our responsibility. You'd be out of your mind to take it on.
But, Neil, we have.
Angelo's everybody's problem. Whole chain of problems that started who knows when. Where it'll end, I don't know, neither do you. You may come out in 6 years and be a decent man. Or you may kill again. From what I know about our reform institutions, I'd say the chances on the second choice are pretty high.
Then why did we try to save him?
Because as bad as society is, as tough as it is to make any progress, we no longer put children to death.
come on, I got a cab since there's 4 of us.
It's still cheaper on the subway.
It's my treat. Come on. Listen, Neil, if you're right about little Angelo, we're going to have to work out a real program for him. We can take turns making regular visits. See the psychiatrist, guided studies.